Okay. All right. Yes, there we go.
Fade, though.
Oh, my God. Give me that music. Give me that.
Fades out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sarah from Hey Frase.
It's a podcast,
Not a cast pod.
Hey Frase.
Every day she'll make you say, oh, my God.
What?
She got the scoop.
On pop culture news.
So grab a drink. It ain't what you think. Sarah, you got to get that line down.
It's Sarah and the crew. It ain't what you think. No, it ain't what you say. It's what you think. Oh, God, I don't even fucking know. It's been so long. Look, we're getting a late start, and we know you guys are all here today, okay? So today we have a very, very special guest that we are Skyping in from Leeds, England, all right? You may have seen her. Her stuff gets millions of views on YouTube, and she was recently featured in the United States on Inside Edition, which I'm obsessed with Inside Edition. A lot of people that tune into this show probably have no clue what it is. It's been on for 100 years. Fun fact, Bill O'Reilly got his, no one cares about Bill O'Reilly now, so this is like a no one gives a fuck fact. But anyway, Bill O'Reilly got his start on Inside Edition. And when I was a kid, I used to love it because they would go and interview people. I am attracted to people that are different. I feel like we are all very programmed. The only thing I agree with Kanye West on is I feel like people are very programmed to act the same way, look the same way, dress the same way. So Inside Edition always fascinated me because they would go and interview unique people. Like they would find the world's fattest cat. They would find a donkey that walked on two legs. I love that stuff. So Amanda Liberty is a woman who was married to the Statue of Liberty. She is an object sexual. You're wondering, what the hell is an object sexual? An object sexual is someone who alleges that they are just attracted to inanimate objects. If you've ever watched My Strange Addiction, some people have been married to a pool float. Which all this seems bananas, right? This all seems like insane. But for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking to Amanda Liberty offline about her life, and she is currently married to a chandelier. So most recently, that is why she made headlines nationwide, because she's married to this chandelier named Lumiere. I always say
Lumiere.
Lumiere. Yes, it's the same name from Beauty and the Beast. Yes, we know. But we talked to her, and she's a very, very sensitive, very thoughtful person. And she said, look, I would love to be on your show, but I believe that being an object sexual is not a choice. You are born that way. People make fun of me. They've made fun of me my whole life. This is very, very serious for me. This is my life. So I will do your show if you guys are respectful and you don't have me on to just mock me and make fun of me. So I said, of course, we want to know more about your life. People have so many questions. You guys have put everything online. You want to know, when someone marries an object, do you actually have a wedding ceremony? Does she have sex with Lumiere? Because I had seen in Inside Edition that she does, in fact, sleep in the same bed as Lumiere.
Yeah, how does that, we want to know how that happens.
You were married to the Statue of Liberty, then you got divorced. What kind of relationship did you and the Statue of Liberty have? What do your friends and family think? By the way, we'll ask Amanda about this, but she says that there are thousands of people in the world that are also object sexuals that message her and are too afraid to come forward because they'll be made fun of.
That's so sad, and I love her for doing this.
I do too. People want to know if she's a Sia fan. If you guys know, welcome to the Hey Frase podcast. If you're joining us for the first time because you've heard about Amanda Liberty, you want to know about object sexuality. I'm your host, Sarah Fraser, along with AJ. She's an impressionist comedian. Jackie is in studio. She is our intern, aspiring producer. I'm your host, Sarah Fraser, media background. I call myself an internet comedian because I don't really perform at clubs. I perform for you on the Insta.
On the interwebs.
And I'm a TV host. I've hosted some things. All right.
Hosted a lot. What, over 400 events too?
Yeah, that's on my website, that claim. Yeah.
That's a claim. That's a high stat. When I first looked your ass up.
I've hosted everything from pole dancing, championships to, cancer things to
I know.
kids
Sometimes
pageants.
you get yourself in trouble.
With which ones?
Some of the more conservative ones, and you come back, you're like, I was cursing like a sailor.
I've done Kennedy Center red carpet where I thought,
amazing.
where Renee Fleming, the opera singer, came out. I was like, Katie, over here, Katie. She goes, Renee Fleming, but thanks, that's a compliment.
Oh,
fuck. Guess I'm not getting that interview. Sheryl Crow, once I interviewed her. I was like, I just have one question. Her publicist was like, one question. I was like, do you ever see yourself marrying Kid Rock? She was like, oh, you brought me over here to ask me that? No.
Ooh. You hit the hard-hitting questions, don't you? You go right to the source.
Anyway, That's a little bit of who we are. So thank you for joining the Hey Frey Show. If you like the show today, we ask that you tell somebody who has never heard of us because you guys are amazing. So the show wouldn't be in existence without you. All right, let's get Amanda. She's Skyping in from Leeds. We want to get her on because, she's 5 hours ahead of us. So for her right now, it's almost 6 p.m. And we'll answer all of your questions. I'm very fascinated. Are you guys very excited?
Dying to know.
So
I know. When we were doing the Skype test, she's so nice. Her whole apartment, I want to do a whole tour because it's full of like knickknacks, chandeliers, Lady Liberty.
I can't wait. She could be like another co-host of the show, honestly. And I want to have sex with like a sofa. I really do.
We were telling the people in the studio, we were like, okay, now, she's walking. I see it.
Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
Can you hear? Oh my God, we can hear you and we can see you.
Oh,
Can you see
that's
us?
good. Yeah, I was trying to make myself big so I could see myself, there we go.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
That'll do, so I can see half of myself.
Yay!
Just don't know what you're showing me and trying to make myself big. Well,
you look great.
See myself. Oh,
Great view already.
Okay, we're seeing all the chandeliers. Amanda, welcome to the show. Thank you for being on. We were just telling all of our guests that we've had some conversations with you before today, just talking about, you were saying, look, I'm happy to do press about my life, but I like to do respectful interviews because you're an object sexual. You are married to a chandelier. You've been absolutely going viral everywhere, but you also say this is your real life.
It is my real life, yeah. I mean, we're actually engaged. We're not married, so to speak. We're engaged. This is a ring on Lumiere.
That's
beautiful.
There you go.
That is the engagement ring.
There's mine. There you go. So yeah, it's real. It is real life. I mean, I know a lot of people think it's a joke, but because it's different. They say, "Oh, how can you love a chandelier? It's just a bit of metal. It's just an object. It's just a light."
Right.
But to me, she's so much more than that. To me, she gives energy to me. I mean, she doesn't speak. She doesn't say, "Hello, Amanda." No.
Right.
She just gives it energy, and especially if I touch her like that. I mean, she's got wiring in her arms, which is actually red and blue, or brown and blue, because that's the standard in England and the EU. And I've got red and blue veins running through me, so it's kind of, it's a connection there between us.
So,
and she's a special girl.
yes. Well, Amanda, a lot of people watching this, and obviously us promoting your appearance, people don't really understand the attraction to inanimate objects. But you were telling us, you receive messages from hundreds of people all across the world that feel the same way. Can you tell people, go back, can you tell people, when did you know that you weren't attracted to a person, but more of an object?
It's difficult to answer that. I mean, I've been like this for over 20 years now, so it's kind of going back to the start, is getting further and further away as I get older. I don't really know that actual crucial moment. I mean, I never developed the feelings that people have for other people. I mean, I didn't know how that was supposed to happen because you don't, it's just natural, I suppose. For most people, as they grow older, they just start getting attracted to people, but that never happened to me. It just didn't. I was attracted to objects.
What was the first object that you ever had a connection with?
My drum kit.
A drum kit?
Yeah. And it actually wasn't my drum kit. It was one that I borrowed from somebody else. So, I mean, I didn't
how am I going to give this back?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really get I was lovely with that drum kit, but I didn't really do anything that was different to playing the drum kit at the time because, that wasn't my drum kit. So I wouldn't do that to someone else's,
To someone else's, right.
I got my drum kit a year later. First thing I did was gave it a kiss, and I was like, oh. wow. They're awesome.
So, okay, you discover, over 20 years ago that you're attracted to objects and not humans. When did you, because what's so brave about you is you will do press. A lot of people, like you said, that know you, that message you, refuse to put this out there because they're fearful of what people will say and how people treat them. So how did you end up telling your family? A lot of people have asked that, if your family's accepting of you and of Lumiere.
My family are accepting of it. They find it difficult to understand, just as most people do. And that's fine with me. I'm fine if they don't get how it works. It's not a problem to me if people don't understand that, because I understand that it's something that is not the usual way of thinking. But as long as people will accept me for who I am, and the fact that my Lumiere here and all my chandeliers here make me happy,
right?
And they bring me so much to my life. They benefit so much, and my family realize how much they benefit my life. How many more friends I've made, human friends, that is, through my love of chandeliers. Through being able to restore chandeliers. And I've helped a few people with that all over the world, both online and also personally with my hands as well. Most of these chandeliers in the room, I've restored them myself.
So they've been accepting of it. They're accepting of it. They're happy for you. How do they feel about you putting yourself out there, though, publicly, with interviews like Inside Edition? You were just on a documentary in New Zealand. I mean, they must also be a little afraid for you, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they'll like the negative attention that I get. I mean, I don't like it either, but how I feel is somebody's got to do it. Somebody out there has to do it, because there's so many people like us, and there might be more people like us that have never heard of people like us, and I've never found a place to fit in. I mean, for years I didn't know anybody else like myself, and I just felt completely out, not included, away from people, because I was different. And so that doing the media helps to promote it, and I'm trying to get it so that people will accept us, at least, and to accept anybody who is different. It's not just about me, and it's not just about OS. It's about far more than that. There's so many people in the world who think a bit differently, or live life a different way, or who are wired differently. We're perfectly capable of functioning in society like anybody else is.
So do you feel like it's like being bisexual, being gay? Like, because I think when we talked, you had sort of said that you, like, the hardest part for you is, like, you didn't choose this. This was just, like, how you were born.
Yeah, it was how I was born. I didn't choose it. I mean, if I'd had a choice, because people say, oh, did you choose to be with objects because humans didn't want you, or you didn't want humans? No, I didn't. It was the way I was made. And if I'd had the choice, then I would have said, right, I'm going to go and find myself a man, because it would be easier. You wouldn't have this stigma. You'd be able to walk down the street holding hands with the one that you love. You'd be able to go out for a meal. You'd be able to go to the cinema, anywhere else, with the one you love, without being stared at, or without people thinking, oh, you're weird, aren't you, for loving somebody different,
Do you take Lumiere out of the house ever? I mean, no, you don't. Okay, so she stays inside.
Yeah, I mean, there was a production crew who wanted to do that earlier in the year. They came over from Australia, and they actually wanted to take Lumiere with me to another location to film elsewhere, but it was just going to be too difficult. So they've had to take all the prisms off, and she's got a nice little wiring set up there, and she's actually plugged into the wall, so it's got a wire running down there.
And okay, so you first made headlines, though, because your last name is Liberty. You first made headlines because you were married to the Statue of Liberty.
Again, it wasn't a marriage. I was never married to the Statue of Liberty, and I would never wanted to. We never wanted to go that way, because I respect that there's loads of people all the way around the world who love the Statue of Liberty. Not
Got it.
necessarily in the way that I do, but a lot of people respect her, and she means a lot to a lot of people. So I would not feel right. I mean, that's the Statue of Liberty in New York, who's the one that I fell in love with, is not mine. She belongs to everybody. So I don't feel it's my right to have tried to claim her for myself.
Got
I
it.
just
Got
go
it.
and
Got it.
see her
But
when
that,
I can.
that was
you
like
know?
a famous
So-
attraction, though, right? Like, because that got a lot of press for you. So you
Yeah.
did feel as though you had a connection with the Statue of Liberty in New York
Yeah.
City, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so tell us, like, but how did that relationship start? You visited New York. You felt the same sort of energy.
It actually happened over the internet, that one. I didn't actually see her for about a year and a half till after I fell in love with her. And I started collecting them before I went over to New York as well. And I booked my flights. And when I went and seen her in person for the first time, my jaw was just touching the bottom of the boat. Like the whole time that I was down there, it was like, oh my goodness, she was so different in person. She was so magnificent, and the energy that was coming off her was like 20 times more than what I'd been able to get through photographs and all the media through the internet and all the rest of it. So,
But how did that even catch fire? That people found out that you were attracted to the Statue of Liberty, that you felt like you were in a relationship. Did you blog about it? Who first picked that up?
I don't even remember now. I mean, I think it was probably more that media probably were looking for OS people, because quite often at the times people would contact the main hub for Objective Sexuality, which, the Objective Sexuality International, and they would have contacted the leader
Who
or
knew?
admins of that.
Okay.
And who would have wanted to do media with OS people, and it would have been put out, I think, for people who are interested to go in the media. So I think that's how it was found out, rather than me purposely pursuing it myself.
A lot of people have the question of, are your relationships platonic, or do you have an intimate sexual relationship with an inanimate, with either Lumiere or the drum kit? Like, you actually kiss them, right? You have a physical relationship?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, with Lumiere here, she stays on her hook. She doesn't come anywhere else from there. So, the only sort of physical relationship I have with her is to touch her with my hand and to kiss her. And that is about it, with physical contact with her. And it's just looking at her. And, I get through a lot through looking as well. I mean, to me and to a lot of people in the West community, intimacy isn't always going to be sex, so to speak, if I'm allowed to say that word.
Oh yeah, we say everything on the
no
show.
filter.
Yeah. It's like,
It's not always
people
about
in
that.
general have an obsession with that in general, and I don't have that. I mean, I'm not highly sexed as a person, as an individual. So, I mean, I'm quite happy just to give him a kiss or whatever. I mean, it's not to say that I've never done it, because that would be a lie, because I have, but it's not something that's very important to me, and not something that I really do nowadays, because I'm with the Chandeliers, and it's not really possible, so I'm not bothered.
It's easier to have sex with a drum kit than a chandelier, I mean,
Yeah,
it
that's
is,
right.
right? Like, yeah, you can have sex.
That's right. I
A
mean,
drumstick,
you can-
I can see that happening, but the chandelier is a little harder.
Yeah, I mean, there have been ways, and there have been ways that I have been intimate with chandeliers, but not her specifically, with others. But that's between us, sort of thing, and it's not something that I do very much, because I don't think it's an important part of a relationship to me. It's like, I can be connected in other ways.
That's
You know, I
amazing,
mean-
because you are a young woman. Like, I would think that you're a young woman that's attractive. I feel like could be having sex with whoever you wanted. So it's interesting to me that you don't have that charge, which I understand. But I'm just always curious, like, how you You know, because I'm assuming you stay faithful to your chandeliers at this point.
Well, yes, I'm with them, but I mean, I still love the Statue of Liberty as well, but not in the same way. But it's difficult for me to say the words, I was in a relationship with the Statue of Liberty. I can't actually say that. I can't actually put that into words because it doesn't feel real. Because I mean, I never asked to be with anyone else. Once I was with the Statue of Liberty, I thought that was it. That was going to be my life. She's the one. I'm happy, and that's it. There's nothing more. And then the chandeliers come into my life. And I was just walking around an antique shop one day because I like looking around antique shops. And there she was. This is her first chandelier. She was hanging from a hook, you know, she had a chain and from the ceiling. And I was instantly drawn to her. And there was something about her, and I had to have her. And this connection just came here by itself without me asking for it. And that's just love, right? I mean, people love at first sight, and you can't help the people or objects you fall in love with. And that's how I see it.
So how have you endured? Because obviously you've said, you know, you have been, you know, obviously bullied. A lot of people online have, you know, a lot of people online basically believe that you're crazy. They don't take it seriously. So how do you stay mentally strong? Because, I mean, I'm sure anytime you do a video, you get a lot of people that just don't understand you.
Well, the vast majority, I'm going to say 99% of people at least, just type. I mean, it's not just me, again, with anything to say on the internet. Instant judge, instant type, tap, press enter, and there's not really any thought to it. So, to be honest, I don't put a lot of thought into the comments unless they're serious comments, unless they sort of ask me questions and stuff, because I'm open to being contacted and people to ask me questions. I'm quite happy to have that happen. You know, it does me head in when people just judge without, you know, and say, oh, she needs help. She's a mental patient. She needs to be locked up. She's a Fruit Loop. I mean, where is this mentality that people who are not the same as everyone else need to be locked up? I mean, where does that come from?
Right.
Like, we live in 2019, not 1950, where people were locked up for just being different or being disabled or whatever. We don't live in that world anymore. It shouldn't be like that. So it annoys me, but I don't take it to heart because I just think, you know. And then there's some people who will leave funny comments and I'll laugh. You know, I'll be reading the comments and they'll be putting something like, oh, yeah, Chandelier's well hung, isn't she? You know, I'm like, yeah, she is, isn't she?
I like the comments. Well, when people...
There was another.
Yeah, what was the other one?
There was just one other. There's a show here in this country called Only Fools and Horses. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But there's a famous scene. It's probably the most famous scene that they did. And there's two chandeliers in this hallway. And they're meant to take one down for cleaning. And instead, the other one, they've got a cloth under this chandelier, and instead they bang it, and the other chandelier falls down and goes on the floor. And a lot of people say, oh, one more turn, Rodney, when I'm thinking. So, I mean, I'm like, brace yourself, you know, if you ever watch this. Because this is the setup. This is from the Only Fools and Horses scene. So a lot of people comment on that and say that don't make them all fall down like Rodney, you know. And I'm like, I've never had an accident like that, so I have a lot of fun with it, you know. A lot of fun and a lot of laughs with chandeliers.
You have a good sense of humor.
Yeah, you do have a good sense of humor. When people, so when other object sexuals reach out to you, are a lot of them, you know, they're obviously not out publicly because of fear of, you know, being humiliated. Are a lot of object sexuals married to human beings, but then feel like they have other attractions? Like, what's a typical message that you'll receive about someone who also has this attraction?
There's nothing typical because everyone is different and everyone is certain different ways. There's some people who are in love with humans and in love with objects, like polyamorous. I mean, I've certainly tried it as well. I've been in relationships with men before. but it's never worked out in the long run, but I've tried it. And there's some people who are in love with people and then have their object partners as well. And there's people that contact me who are quite confused about how they're feeling, and they just want to kind of try and understand what they're feeling, because it's not easy to understand, like it wasn't for me. It's like, why am I in love with objects? You know, it's confusing to start with. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I can't imagine that feeling. You know, yeah, because it is foreign to most of us, you know, who are either attracted to a person, same-sex attraction, whatever it might be. But, you know, ultimately, you are attracted to another human being.
Yeah. So I've given it a try and it doesn't work for me, you know. I mean, I've friends with benefits, you know. I mean, it's never I've never felt like I've had love with people. And again, you know, I've tried sex with people, but it doesn't bother me. It's not interesting to me. It's like, whatever, you know.
It's like, thank you.
I don't care. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't interest me.
You've never been married to an actual object, but you are engaged to Lumiere. What is your next step? Do you all plan a ceremony? A lot of listeners wanted to know, you know, who's performing the ceremony? Will your friends and family come? So tell us, like, who proposed to who? How did that happen?
I proposed to her.
Okay.
I did it on when was it? February 14th. I did it on the Valentine's Day 2 years ago now. Just over 2 years ago. And the reason we haven't married yet is because I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. You know I'd like to marry her, but, you know, it's all those sort of logistics that I've got to think about. Like, how is it going to get done? How is it? Because I've got friends all over the world who would like to come, so I'd have to set up something like what we're doing right now, probably.
Yeah, right.
So people could
Stream
see
the
it.
wedding.
Yeah, you got to stream the wedding.
Yeah, and then somebody will, I don't know,
do the ceremony.
speak for us, I suppose. But, you know, again, you know, it's not really been properly planned, you know, yet. So it's, you know, because I'm not very good. I'm not very good at that sort of thing. I'm really not. So, and she obviously isn't, for obvious reasons, because, you know, she is limited. You know?
Yeah.
So,
right, she is limited. Yes.
Yeah, she is. I don't mind. I love her anyway. So.
Do you think your family would come? Like, would your family be supportive if, like, you actually had a ceremony?
I've really no idea, because I haven't really asked anybody so far. So I don't know, to be honest, is the true answer to that. I mean, I know some of my family are very supportive of me, and there possibly could be some people there.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't know. You know, that's the honest answer. I don't know. Have to wait and see.
Well, I mean, you've answered so many of our questions. You know, a kind of a lightning round. Listeners wanted to know if Sia is your favorite artist, obviously for her Chandelier song.
That is my alarm clock sound in the morning. So
so great.
It's the piano version, though. It's the slow, like the piano version that wakes me up. That's if I need an alarm clock, and it's my phone ringtone as well. But as far as it being my favourite song, yeah, it's up there.
Okay.
My favourite song is still the Star Spangled Banner, though. That hasn't changed for years. That's my favourite song.
People were very concerned, and I know you told us some of the details, but people were very concerned that you were having sex with her while she was plugged in, and people were concerned, like, please don't shock yourself. I know.
No. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not stupid.
Okay, thank God.
I've never done anything with her, so.
That seemed to be an
You
ongoing.
wanted to see this little guy on
yes.
there.
This is your tiniest
Chandelier.
one.
This is Chandelier. You didn't see her lip last time, but there you go. She's a Swarovski chandelier.
Oh my God, she's beautiful.
So you're constantly collecting, right? Whenever you see a chandelier that you love, you just pick it right up.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I get them in all sorts of states when they come. I mean, they can be absolutely dreadful when I get them, and they're nothing. You know, a lot of people would just like get rid of it. You know, and that's how I've ended up getting some really cheap ones in the past, because I've got them in in states, you know, in a mess and stuff. I mean, that's another one I got to fix.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
doesn't look like anything, right?
Yeah, right,
But
right. It doesn't.
Wow. I did this one last night, and that's what it looks like when it's finished.
Oh my God, that's so
And
cute.
I restored this one last night, so, and this was all apart, and it wasn't even put together, and I've rewired this and everything, so you can see
have you thought
here
about
at the top, the red and brown wires.
Do you sell any of these? I mean, have you thought about opening up a shop? Because I feel like people would pay a lot of money to meet you, meet the chandeliers that you are you know, you have this wonderful relationship with. Plus, you can actually restore them.
I have sold some of them, yes. I just do them on Facebook Marketplace at certain times. You know, I don't do them all the time. It just depends. You know, I mean, I've got some others done, like this one. I did this one the other day, so that one's ready. I think that one's got a home, and that one as well. And then the two in here I've also done as well recently.
Wow,
so,
that house
quite
is
a talent.
Yes. Amanda, people also wanted to know, lastly, are you planning on changing your name to either Amanda Lumiere, or you're going to keep it Liberty?
No, Liberty, because I didn't just change my name to Liberty because of the Statue of Liberty. Yes, that was one of the main reasons, but the other was because that's how I live my life. I live my life to be free, because liberty means freedom, so it fits me, it fits my personality, it fits who I am.
That's awesome.
And what I stand for as well, because I believe in being open-minded, and I believe in accepting people as long as they're not hurting anybody, as long as they're not breaking the law, then I don't see a problem with it.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
There needs to be more happiness in the world and more positive feelings. It doesn't matter if you're weird. It doesn't matter if you're not doing something that everyone else does. What matters is the value that it can bring to your life and what it does for you. Which, for me, you know, as I restore them, I go all over the world looking at pictures and going to opera houses and stately homes and palaces, going to find all the chandeliers, and you know, so I'm getting much more of a cultural experience to look around all these places and meeting people and making friends with people.
Wow.
You
That's
know,
awesome.
I'm
That's a
doing
great
all
message.
these positive things in my life that I didn't have before. Because I mean, I have something called Aspergers syndrome, which is a kind of autism. So I find it more difficult to make friends with people. And since I've been with my chandeliers, I've become a lot more social, and I've been able to have more help in making friends and keeping friends as well.
Yeah, it's been a therapy, a form of kind of therapy and release for you. Well, look, we really are thankful that you trusted us enough to come on the show today. You were great. You answered all the questions that people had. I mean, it was, like I said, I you know, everybody was fascinated by your story when we saw it here in the U.S. on Inside Edition, and like we talked about, you know, you only get to see 2 or 3 minutes, so it's presented in a much more I think it's just presented in a way that people don't really understand you. It's like, oh, tonight, you know, this woman's married to a chandelier, and like you weren't really, and you know, I think it was fascinating, and you are fascinating. So I think that it was just great that you would be willing to be on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Well, please keep us posted, because if you do have a ceremony, we absolutely want to Skype in. We would totally be willing to do the ceremony for you. I mean, we know nothing about, none of us are married yet on this show at all, but you know, we would help you with those vows.
I love your tattoo.
Cool.
We love your chandelier tattoo.
And the shirt.
It's great.
They're everywhere.
They
They're
are
all over the place.
Amanda, you're amazing. Can you promote, by the way, are you already on a documentary that people, I know it's out in New Zealand. I don't know if it's going to be online yet, but what have you got coming up as far as press?
I haven't got anything more coming up at the moment with press, but if you want to look more about objective sexuality, there's a great documentary called Animism. That's ANIMISM. That is available on Netflix. And I'm in that. And when I was loving the Statue of Liberty, and it shows me going to New York City and going to the Statue of Liberty, but she was closed at the time, so we just went round the actual island because they were redoing all the stairs and stuff inside, so we
Sure.
couldn't get any interior access. But that's quite a good documentary, and it also shows some other people who are OS as well. There's a lady called Linda, I think, with Bruce there, and this is a Ferris wheel or a fairground ride. It shows her story and shows her getting married to that. And who else is in it? Oh, I think Erica Eiffel is in it as well.
Oh,
So,
she's
she's
in
quite a
love with the
famous
Eiffel
object.
Tower, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think things have changed a little bit for her since then. I mean, she's done other documentaries and things since, but yeah.
Well, you are
There's quite a
awesome.
few of us, about. So.
Thank you so much for being on. We definitely will see you again. You were terrific. Hugs to Lumiere. Thank you for trusting us. We love you lots.
Hugs, there you go.
Hugs. Oh, hugs and a kiss. I love it. Hugs and a kiss. All right, now I want to snuggle with her. I want to try. I got to try this. Now I'm like, I just want to go and see if I could have, relations with a drum, kit. I really want to know. That's amazing to me.
If only you could choose, huh?
I know. Yes. That would be great.
Yeah.
All right, girl. Thank you so much. Bye,
right.
Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Amazing. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, girl. Thank you. All the way from Leeds, England. She was so great. So Amanda Liberty was just on. She is the woman who has a relationship with a chandelier, Statue of Liberty. Okay, what did you all think, by the way?
I think she's so sweet.
I know, she is sweet.
She's
do
amazing.
you feel like, look, I'm not a therapist, but do you wonder, like, and it is hard because she does say, she's pretty transparent on her Facebook page that she has Aspergers, and then that she is an object sexual. But I just wonder the therapy behind it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is there any?
Yeah.
You know what? Like, if we could only bring in Christopher Doyle, who basically counsels people to be straight. Like, I wonder what he would have to say.
What he would have to say about this and be like, listen.
Chris Doyle would have a whole diagnosis.
Well, the interesting thing is that she has no need for sex. She was kind of over it.
Right.
She's
And
like,
she
sex
looked so happy. Like,
Right.
so
I bet
genuinely
you
happy.
ain't
But
no
do you
penis
think-
make her look that happy.
Really? You don't think so?
No, I mean, she was like, I've tried sex. She said it like multiple times.
Yeah, she was like,
Oh, that must be
Not my
nice,
thing.
right? Because we're all
I
hanging
know.
on a dick. We're here
all
hanging
like,
on
when's my
one
next
dick.
dickin'?
We're like, God, when are we gonna get some more dick?
What, Shmano left you for like 9 days. You're going to die.
Shanna was like over in her neck of the woods. He's over in Paris, and I'm telling you right now, I am dick deprived. I mean, I am just like, I don't know how Amanda does it. Like, it would be so much easier if I was, in love with a chandelier.
Just love all the time. They're at your disposal.
Yes, you can
All
go
the
rub on
time.
them, kiss on them.
Whenever you want.
She's amazing, though. I really do think, I don't understand it. But I respect that she doesn't want to be made fun of.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think we should. No, not at all. But I respect her for saying, she actually admitted that, she had Asperger's and that it's hard for her to make friends. And like, she's very open about it.
But I would be fucking it. I'm not going to lie. Like, I need sex. Like, I would definitely. I mean, she said
That's what I found so interesting.
she's done the drum kit. She has had relations with
I
a
think
chandelier.
she did do the drum kit.
Oh, 100%. Well, I mean, I can see doing a drumstick. Like, that makes sense.
Ouch.
It's like the same as a pencil dick, but But
How
I
far
can't.
up you stick, it's going to hit like your heart, organs.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, come on.
But I
mean,
see what you're saying,
your
right?
vaginal canal can
It's
hold
more-
a lot. I mean, it can.
wow.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, people get things stuck up
Hey,
there
you
all
go
the
to,
time.
you go to Thailand to see the birds flying out?
Yeah, absolutely. You can push out ping pongs.
Anyway.
I mean, there's can be a lot of
But
stuff
that's
up
true.
there. I've had a cock ring stuck in me. Like, that stuff happens.
That stuff gets launched up there.
So I can imagine why it's tricky to have sex with a chandelier. Can
No,
you
true.
imagine a light fixture getting stuck up there? Mm-mm.
No, absolutely not. But hers, she doesn't take it out of the house. For some, when you watch the other documentaries, it looks like she takes it out of the house and she walks with it, but that's not Lumiere.
No.
Lumiere stays in the house, lit usually,
Right.
like hung up. Yeah.
With an engagement ring on.
With
Interesting.
an engagement ring on, and she it looked like she put it inside herself.
I don't want to call her back though because she had dated men, didn't really work. Now Lumiere is a woman, so I'm almost wondering:
Right.
are you a lesbian object sexual?
Considered, yeah.
Anyway,
I call it OS.
I had a million follow-up questions, but I mean, it's hard for me because I want to see the sex.
Yeah, you
that's
were
weird.
ready
That's
for her to be
weird.
like, all right, now display. And she's like, actually, we only kiss and hug, and that's it.
I was a little let down by that. Yeah, I wanted more action. Anyway,
I find it amazing.
it is amazing, right? It's fascinating because you don't believe it's real.
Yeah, and she also said she's not broken up with Lady Liberty. Right? She was like, well, I never fully was with her. I never fully broke
She's,
up with
like,
her,
for
but
everyone.
I'm still.
I think
Yes.
that whole thing is
That's
very
interesting.
confusing. Like
Right,
where
right.
what the
She goes
yeah.
back and forth. You know, she walks to the chandelier and then she walks over to the Liberty corner. And so I didn't know what. I think they're all friends.
It's all very blended in her house too. As she
Yes.
was walking around, you can see like the flags everywhere. But
I
that's
love
actually
that.
like a great skill too. She can restore all of these chandeliers.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing. And plus, they never get jealous and call you. Like, I mean, she could fuck anyone she wanted. You could go from Statue of Liberty one day back to the chandelier. What are
The
they going to
next
do?
day.
I mean, what are they going to do? They're not going to text each other. They're not going to blow up your shit. They don't.
I mean,
They don't know.
there could be some faulty wiring in there, and they start.
Well, people were genuinely concerned that she was having relations while
it
plugged
was
in. I was
on.
like, guys, I really don't think she would be that dumb. Like, I don't think she's electric shock in her
Right
hoo-ha.
from Amanda's mouth. I may be a lot of things, but I'm not dumb. That was my favorite line. I loved it.
She was fabulous. Fabulous.
Thank you. That was great.
It was great because I am fascinated by how people are in love with inanimate objects, but it's a real thing. Amazing.
She's bringing awareness.
She is bringing awareness. We got to thank a couple of our sponsors, and we're going to hit some stories. And of course, we always do pop in everything that's happening in celebrity news, which has Khloe Kardashian trending today. I
are
think
they
she's a
not trending?
homewrecker.
Like literally, we can't go a damn day without the Kardashians in the headlines. It's like, can we just take a break from? What if they just like? What if they took like social media break? What would happen? The world would explode.
Well, Kylie did that for her pregnancy.
That is true.
That's true,
And then
yeah.
she released a massive video, and it's like,
yeah.
oh,
Like how?
Yeah,
So
of
you
course
were
you're
vlogging the whole
documenting it,
thing.
of course
yeah.
you're documenting the damn. It's insane. I mean, what is
Look,
exactly
we got to
what
thank Talkspace, which it's ironic that Talkspace is sponsored on the day that we were talking about object sexuality. You know, everybody needs to talk to someone. We've got therapists on this show, and you need someone who can support you through all the rough patches. Are you in therapy, Jackie?
No.
No? Really? Look at you. Good for you. I have 2 therapists. Working on it 3. I'm going to an an Akashic reading.
An Akashic reading.
Akashic reading. Yes, I'm having an Akashic reading. They read your past records, apparently.
Oh, your past lives.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Do you go on an ayahuasca trip?
No, I don't have to take ayahuasca for this. It's at your home. So you fill out a bunch of things, then you Skype with her, and she reads your Akashic records.
What do you think is in your past life?
I mean, I don't even begin to know. I mean,
You
who
think you were a
knows?
dog in a past life? An animal. What animal would you be?
Do you think you were a dog? No, I didn't think I was a dog. I was thinking more like a leopard or something more mysterious, but thanks. Like a common fucking dog that's like a dime a dozen.
dogs.
Okay, great.
We're
No,
like
I
a-
hate animals. I don't think I was a dog.
You're right. You cannot stand dogs. You would not be like
No.
a collie.
I mean, hopefully like some sort of stage actor or
A
something.
poodle.
Yeah, a poodle. No,
Poodle.
I hope not. I'm not a big fan of the animals.
I can't wait to read your past lives. Oh.
Talkspace comes in. Talkspace is therapy for how you live every single day. It's mobile, it's available when you need it, and it's affordable. Life can be stressful between work, family, and everything in between. It's not always easy to find time for yourself. Well, finding the right therapist doesn't have to be stressful. The Talkspace matching process takes your unique preferences into account to find you someone whose style and expertise matches your needs. And if you want to switch therapists, boom, you can do so at any time at no extra cost. Convenient and easy to use, you no longer have to wait for your next appointment to talk about what's on your mind. With Talkspace, you can send in unlimited messages to your dedicated therapist from the privacy of your device, from anywhere at any time. If you're having a tough day, boop, you can always schedule a live video session with your therapist for extra support. Affordable 1 month of therapy on the Talkspace platform costs about the same amount as a simple face-to-face session. Best of all, you'll never have to wait a week to share what's on your mind. Talkspace has more than 4,000 licensed therapists who are experienced in addressing the challenges we all face. To match with your perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, go to Talkspace.com. Make sure you use our code FRASE to get your first week free and show your support for this show. That's FRASE and Talkspace.com. Also, Park Potomac, we love them. They're right at the top of 270. So you're on 270, boop. You're heading up off the Beltway, boop. You just scan over to your left. You see, oh, Founding Farmers and Harris Tweeter. Harris Tweeter.
Harris Tweeter.
Harris Tweeter. Harris Teeter. Maybe you have vibes or feelings toward Harris Teeter. I would love to be in love with a grocery store that I can just eat my way through it.
Oh.
If there was one, it would be motherfucking Wegmans.
Wait. Okay, well, now we're talking about Park Potomac, but maybe Harris Teeter. What? This girl is the best. She is the best.
All
Oh
right.
my God. Anyway, parkpotomac.com. They're more than just a place to have brunch at Founding Farmer. There's lots of great shops there, including Gym and Tonic. We love them. Aldi's is an amazing restaurant. Unbelievable margs. Jackie and I went there and had them. Wasn't it good? We had an Aperol Spritz.
Oh, yeah.
We had a spritz.
So
it was amazing. You can live, shop, work. They have events going on all the time. Parkpotomac.com. You can socialize there. They have salons. They have spas there. It's so great. You can also go to Harris Teeter Elevation Burgers there if you want to go. Yoga classes. They have an Orange Theory and so much more. Parkpotomac.com. Tell us about Cryotherapy Advantage. We love them in Chantilly, Virginia. You need to go visit them.
We love Cryotherapy Advantage. You guys can check them out. As Sarah said, Chantilly. We did a couple sessions. If you guys want to regenerate some nerves, you want to get more energy, if you work out a lot. I just talked to a woman who climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, and she actually said she did cryotherapy, a podcast that I ran, and she was like, yeah, on the side I hike, and I just hiked Mount Kilimanjaro. So if you're also as enthusiastic, you should go get cryotherapy. It's awesome. I felt amazing afterwards. We also got Sarah some spot treatment if you have certain spots that are hurting.
So good.
It's amazing. So $25 sessions, you go in, you say, hey, I'm a Hey Frase listener. You can get a facial for 50% off. Facials are amazing. They're only 20 minutes.
I know. They're so good.
What else do we have to say to convince you to go get a
Half
facial?
the time of a regular facial and results instantly. They take it before, they take an after, boom, you get it. And then if you buy like a package of 4, your skin is like tight as a baby's ass.
Tight as a little baby's ass.
It's like super tight.
Really nice staff.
And they're amazing.
And who doesn't want a tight baby ass face? I actually
I do. Soft and like
you did it, and
baby
we
plump.
saw the before and after.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Those pictures are actually really crazy. So cryotherapyadvantage.com, Chantilly, Virginia. Go hit them up.
Love it. Anybody seen Team USA, the women's soccer team? Women's U.S. soccer team is over in France. My man is over there.
Oh yeah, he's like dying right now.
Dying. He's going to a couple of the World Cup games that are happening. So yesterday, the U.S. women end up blowing out Thailand 13-0. The Taiwanese players were even crying on the field at times.
Ooh.
Now, here's the issue. People are saying that Team USA was disrespectful after celebrating every single goal. And like not just celebrating, but they're like, how they like get down, they're like, yes, yes.
Okay, when you make it to that type of caliber of sport, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Walk it off and be like, yeah,
Right.
what's up? Like, no, you're going to celebrate.
But I get 13 goals. It might get a little old after that.
By the
especially
13th
if
one, they're like just
not
literally
making any.
And
but-
I texted Schman about this because Schman's a soccer coach. And I said, what are your thoughts? And he's like, look, celebrating 1 through 9 is fine. But then 9 through 13 that they kept it going was
Why,
like a
9
little
is
much.
the magic number?
That's what I said too. Like, 9?
Maybe after like the 5th one. No, maybe
Like in
the
soccer,
10th.
if they score 3, it's a huge game.
It
I mean,
is.
maybe
Right.
I don't. But then at the same time, I'm always like, I feel like you don't have to. You can have less sports. I don't know. Like you're paid. You know what I mean? It's a paid sport now. It's not a high school. A high school match, okay, I understand when they stop racking up the score because I was on
The loser team.
I was on a basketball team that 2 years in a row went 0-18 for real.
Sarah, what position did you play?
I played point guard, and my mom goes
Yikes.
after like 9 games in. She was like, "Look, I'm not showing up till you win one." That was honest to God what she said. All the parents did. Yeah.
No wonder you're in therapy. What kind of
All
mom?
the parents gave up. There were like
Look,
2
Sarah.
moms. Rachel Kwanz's mom kept showing up even though we would lose, and Mr. Dalton. Like that was it.
Did you ever have those helicopter parents that would be yelling because I was in basketball and we
Yeah,
had
I
this
think Rachel's
one.
mom.
She would be like, she would tell us to pull their hair. She would be like, trip them up, trip them up, trip them up. Yeah.
I do actually. Preston Parmelo. I went to school with him. His mom was like that.
Do you remember
I had to ask
their
him
names?
to leave. Because she was like, she would get on the court side and she would
Oh my
coach. It was
God.
really embarrassing.
Do you think is Schman gonna be that dad?
No, Schman says he doesn't care. He just wants our kids
Oh.
to learn team play.
Okay, here's a funny story. We're in the car. We're talking about when Sarah is going to be ovulating because I wanted to keep a calendar. And Schman was like, well, AJ, the best time for the baby would be actually to conceive in June or July. That way that when they are of age, they can actually apply to be on the women or men's soccer team.
Oh no, he wants a kid born. I think kids are better. They have a higher chance of playing in a professional sport if they're born in February and March or something, which is
Something like
ironic
that.
because I was born in February and I can't even get near the
They're
NBA.
as athletic as a...
I don't even know where the WNBA offices would be to apply. Like I don't know why that would make any difference.
It was the funniest thing, though. I was like, Schman. But regardless, I'm okay with any child, healthy. But it would be favorable if it was born in...
I like that he sounds like
superstar.
President
Must
Obama.
be an athlete.
That was like a good Obama impression.
Okay. Thank you.
See, you
There we
sound
go.
like Obama.
Good.
Yes.
I'll have to practice that one later.
Shaman is
No,
like
but Shaman is
Obama.
he's very, we were talking about very oriented and, yes, that sounds great. Thank
Well,
you,
he loves
Sarah.
a fucking spreadsheet. I mean, he
Loves
will.
a spreadsheet.
Oh my God. When he realized that there was a menstrual tracker, like a fertility tracker, he's like super
all
psyched.
about it.
Oh my God, yeah. Like he gets so hard, like just entering all the numbers, like, oh, you had your period on this day.
I can actually imagine him saying
Oh,
that.
he loves that.
So for the teams, if they're matched up equally and they got 13 goals, and I guess in these type of games, they don't stop the game to be like, all right, we already know you won.
No,
They just keep it going.
And they all from all these women's teams from various countries had to qualify, obviously, for World Cup. So they play so many games, they win so many games, tournaments, they get there. Obviously, the Thailand women, whatever, had a bad day. They're not at the same caliber that Team USA is. Team USA, I think, is ranked number one in the world.
Good. Oh, in the world?
Yeah, they're huge. They're really, really good.
I knew they were good, but that's real good.
Because there's a whole argument about how they don't get paid as much as the guys, even though
They
they
don't.
outrank USA men. Anyway, so they don't, yeah.
I want to know what Schman's thought about this.
I think he believes that they all should get pay raises, but I think he sees it as that. I don't think he thinks that they should make as much as the men because that
They bring in more money, essentially. People go to the men's games more.
Yeah, I think that's it. But I'd have to actually. I don't want to quote him, but there's something there.
We'll bring him into studio.
Oh, we'll bring him in, absolutely. So anyway, I wanted to know what you guys thought of them.
I say celebrate. I mean, I'm Team USA. Team fucking USA, dude.
I agree. I mean, because you don't
Got
know
a
what
goal.
Yeah, I know. You don't know what the next game is going to bring, so you might as well celebrate.
Might as well celebrate what we got the win now.
These people aren't kids. I mean, they're not under 18. Fuck them.
Yeah, why are they crying? Like,
I don't know.
I get the crying part, but don't be a sore loser. Like, they got a fair goal. Let them have a moan.
Let them have a mom. I'm with you. Sorry.
Let them have the moan.
I'm dying. Oh, I'm obsessed with these. This artist sounds amazing. Dominic Wilcox, who's made Periscope glasses that will help shorter people be able to have a height advantage at concerts. So if you've ever gone to a concert, AJ found this story. I love it. You can't see a damn thing because you're in front of someone that's so tall.
Yes.
Okay, well, Dominic's Periscope glasses now grant shorter people a height advantage. You put these glasses on, and then almost like a go-go gadget arm, they extend up. They extend up, and then they look onto the stage.
Detector gadget.
And the glasses that you have on have a reflector. So they essentially, here they are. They look like this.
No, it's like it's honestly it's the 21st century,
This is
and
awesome.
this is
of,
as
like,
far as our
strapping a
science.
mirror to your face.
Here you go. Here's glasses connected to a
Here's
mirror,
little pole, you know?
a little pole. It's like a selfie stick before your eyes. I just don't understand. Like, we're so ahead of the scientific curve. Like, we're just so
This is the
smart
best
right
you
now.
can do.
And this is what you're giving me.
This is what you helping. I'm
You know-
5'2".
You know,
let's remember that.
Let's get a fucking drone shot. Let's,
Yeah.
let's Skype in the drone shot to my glasses. Why don't this?
Get
Am I
right
gonna
up to the face.
Am I going to
of
show up
who's
to a
on
concert?
stage?
Thank you. Am I going to show up to a concert and wear these?
I would.
Of course you would. with your
My
geriatric
hookah
shoes too,
My hookah shoes.
like a damn near
Oh, no.
senior citizen.
That's a good
You'd probably
point. By
get-
the way, they're on display like in multiple places in London at like department stores and everything.
They've got to
It's
be
not
more
that
scientific in
revolutionary.
this. I mean, literally, I used to get a spy kit when I was little, and the glasses would just have a little mirror, and they would be big.
I
and you
had
would,
those.
You would
Oh, yeah.
see behind you. I mean, that was what? I don't
That
know.
was awesome.
18 years ago, guys. Like, we're still doing this. But hey, more power to you. Look, my mom has glaucoma. Can we solve that issue? Regenerate nerves,
Yeah, no one
possibly?
seems to be into
no one
that.
seems
Like,
to
everyone
be
wants to-
solving those problems. Oh, but concert goers.
Festivals.
You need help.
Gotcha.
Also,
He spent a lot
All
of
right, I'm
time
done
on
with
this,
it. We
by the way.
did.
He did. Well, this guy did
fired
too.
me
He
up.
yeah, I don't blame you. He's kind of stupid.
he's kind of stupid. You burned him, Sarah.
Well, I mean, now that I think about it, I'm like, really? Okay, you're an artist. Like, you took all that time to do that. You're right. How about work on fucking
Take
glaucoma?
the design of a selfie stick and strap it to some glasses.
You know, he was on some ayahuasca, was like taking a selfie, and he was like, "This
Sounds
will
good to
do
me.
it
What
right
can
on
do
my
with
head."
this.
I can't wait for that. Did you see this story too? This is a little old, but we had to talk about it. The doctors that found 100 undigested bubble tea balls in a teen's body.
I saw that. Ugh.
So I put this on my story.
First of all,
and
who drinks bubble tea? That
Everyone.
shit is so nasty.
I hate it.
Okay,
Why?
are you kidding me? No wonder this chick was so backed up. You look at those like little plastic balls at the bottom of your drink that then they want you to eat. They look like fish eyeballs. Who the fuck wants that in your tea?
It's called chew them. I was like 100 undigested. She was scared to tell her parents that she's like, I only had bubble tea last week. And meanwhile, she eats about 3 bubble teas a day and she likes to just swallow the balls. And they also are just like straight carbs. You're supposed to chew them.
Well, they say that they're filled with cornstarch to make them stick together. And then lots of times the chewy tapioca balls are even added with more thickening agents. So once she swallowed them, this is in China, once she swallowed them, doctors say they're super hard for you to digest, period. Then on top of that, not chewing them makes it even harder. And she had 3 bubble teas a day on average. At first, when she went into the doctors, she goes, oh no, I just had one about a week ago. And then they go, okay, cool, let's roll you out into a CT scan. And they're like, oh, can you explain these like 100 balls that are like lodged in your belly? Okay, yeah, I've had a few more.
Oh my God.
Who drinks that crap?
So I put it on my story, and I have so many friends from school that all said, they're like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with bubble tea. Like, I drink it every day. But I'm like, do you chew the balls? And they said, yes. I was like, you got no issues. Are you drinking 3 a day? They're really famous in Asia, though. We actually just got a new bubble tea spot up here. We should go for lunch, Sarah.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of people drink those at school.
Doctors say that bubble tea pearls are made out of starch, are hard for the body to digest. Not only this, but some shops may add thickeners and preservatives to the pearls, making them even harder than that to digest. They can cause constipation, and they can cause issues in your gastrointestinal dysfunction. They gave the woman a series of laxatives, and she was able to pass the 100 bubble teas. Like, did those just come out
They've
all together?
Got to be easy to pass. They're slimy. This isn't golf balls.
I've never been into that bubble tea stuff.
It looks like dense, though.
Oh, it is. I mean, you're chewing a gummy. Yeah. Oh, in the picture? Yeah, they're just all massed together. What would you, if you're a doctor, you're looking at that like, it's either hairballs or like marbles?
Yeah, like sis. What are, man, the amount of bubble tea she must have had to consume that.
On a
really backed up.
Real backed up. No wonder it was bad stomach pains.
Wonder.
Poppin' is everything that's happening in celebrity news. Khloe Kardashian. Look, we don't always talk about the Kardashians, but I do think this one is interesting because Khloe's had to deny the fact she says she did not meet Tristan Thompson while he was with his other baby mama. And she went on her Instagram story to do a detailed explanation that she says, which she went to extreme detail. Essentially, when she met Tristan, he told her immediately that he was pregnant. He got another woman pregnant. They weren't together. He got his attorneys on the phone, attorneys, publicists, friends, to vouch for the fact that they were no longer together. Apparently showed Khloe a series of text messages to prove it. All this stuff. So Khloe is denying that she is a homewrecker or had a relationship with him while he was still in a relationship.
He may not have been broken up with the girl, but she was pregnant because they had pictures of Khloe and him together. His baby mama was pregnant, and then Khloe comes into the picture.
She says that she is so completely and utterly sorry if, in fact, he was still with this other woman, because she was under the impression that when they started dating, he was totally single.
Well, men are trash, so...
Once a cheater, always a cheater. Guess what he did? He cheated on your ass.
Justin, see, here's my thing, though. The Kardashians, this is the thing. They're so rich. I don't think they care if the men are with other people or not, because Kylie started dating Tyga when Tyga was still with China. And Tyga threw her in like a 17th birthday. She was completely underage. They don't care.
And then China dated
Rob.
And it's a clusterfuck.
Oh, big time. Radar Online had found documents from Jordan Craig, who was the woman that Tristan got pregnant, found out Tristan was cheating just a month after discovering that she was pregnant, and said Tristan had denied even knowing Khloe before she saw them together in paparazzi pics.
Why are they going through so much trouble to deny these claims? Like, who cares?
It was so long ago.
That was years ago.
Like, come on, guys.
I know. I guess who does care? And doesn't everyone know at this point Tristan Thompson's like a cheater? Lamar. I mean, here's the only lesson Khloe Kardashian needs to take away from this is stop dating NBA guys. Here, go find a trash truck driver, go find a McDonald's attendant, go find a golf expert.
Literally anyone else.
All you need to apologize is you made 2 mistakes twice. Stop fucking the NBA roster. Deuces. That's all you need to write.
Right. Who does Chris date? You guys know him. He's the younger guy.
Corey? Wait, Corey Gamble?
Corey Gamble. What does he do?
Hot, amazing. I don't know, nothing. Luckiest
Cool.
man alive.
Hot, amazing.
He's
You know
like,
what
I'll
he
date you,
does?
Chris.
He just he pretends to be their security coordinator, and I love it so much.
I love that they just give them jobs. They're like, you know what you're doing?
He and Scott Disick had zero ambitions.
Scott Disick is one of the smartest people on the planet for finagling that shit.
Ever. You know what Scott realized? Scott was like, I'm going to tuck my dick between my legs, and whatever these chicks wants, sticking around.
And then he's just on the show. Now
he flips houses.
Now, he flips houses?
Yes.
He has a new show.
That's his thing.
No. Scott Disick has a new show, Flipping Houses?
Yes, of course.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's how he makes money.
No.
And he deals in luxury vehicles. That's what he does.
Oh my.
But of course, Chris is still his partner in the whole house flipping thing, so she has her hands in everything.
You, Scott, but
He's the smartest one.
The smartest one.
Yeah, he and Corey Campbell.
3 babies out of that and just co-parents like a boss.
Please.
Does appearances sometimes.
I love Khloe so much. But stop dating the NBA.
It's dumb. It's like, at what point? I would date, if I was famous, I'm famous. Look, I'm going to date somebody completely not in the entertainment business. It's just bad news bears. If you can manage it, somehow Judd Apatow, they're my favorite couple.
I want you to date Pete Davidson. I think you guys would be an awesome couple. I really do.
That squirmy
Massive
Muppet.
Face
schlong.
of disgust. Oh my
I'm working with him in a year, and then he's going to listen to this. I think he's amazing.
Pete, everyone says you look like a squirmy Muppet, but I love you.
Huge
I
wang.
hope to work with you. Huge wang. I hope to work with you at SNL one day. We'll have fun together.
Chris Pratt is being dad shamed for calling the wedding to Katherine Schwarzenegger the best day of his lives. What do y'all think? You think this is being blown out of proportion, or are we here for it?
Well, my mom's friend went to Australia with her entire family, held a koala, and said that was her, the best moment of her life. And all of her kids were like, not our
Bitch, what?
births. What? So,
Let me clear this up. Since I was on Like It or Not at Fox 5 last night, you can catch it. So I'm up to date on this story, guys. So Chris Pratt quoted, he said, yesterday was the best day of our lives. Okay, he's referring to him and Katherine Schwarzenegger's. He's still friends with Anna Faris. He's still a very involved dad. It's the best day of his and Katherine's lives.
I could see that. And I mean, to be honest, the kid must just remind him of his ex. So that's kind of like,
Truly. But he's still friends with her. But it wasn't a bad breakup. It was just like, hey, we don't vibe anymore.
People say, okay, first of all, it is a bad break. People always go, we're amicable. No, you're not. You'd still be together if you're fucking amicable. Okay,
that's true.
You're tolerant. You're tolerant. Post.
Okay, tolerant.
Separate. You're
Channing Tatum and Jenna Dewan.
They do not like each other. Okay,
amicable.
Oh, please.
He actually has such a type because Jessie J does look very much like.
Exactly
Dewan.
like her. If Schman and I break up, it ain't gonna be amicable.
It ain't gonna be for you. Schman is gonna be like, well.
Oh, he'll be living his best life.
Right.
He'll be like, best day of my life. I'll be like, fuck you. I don't.
It was the best day of my life.
I'll be like, I don't have one good thing to say about you. I take it all back. Those engagement pictures. I was thinking of someone else.
Oh. It's funny to watch you pretend to not love Schman.
I'm crazy about him. I'm obsessed. Like they call
those engagement photos. I was thinking of someone else.
Paul always calls me now and he goes, "You're obsessed."
Okay,
you're obsessed with him.
Before it was, you don't love your man enough. You're a lazy leg. Now it's, yeah, I'm fucking obsessed, Sarah. It's like, can we get a happy middle here?
Katy Perry, Taylor Swift apparently declare peace at last for the second time with cryptic cookies on Katy Perry's Insta yesterday. And then Taylor Swift jumped in and put up 13 emojis. I don't remember if they were peace emojis or hearts or whatever. A lot of people think this is a prelude to them either releasing a collaboration potentially titled Peace at Last or Let's Be Friends. Some have gone so far as to connect the orange heart in Perry's caption to Swift's clue about track 5 on the album. Most are excited. What do you guys think?
Crucial emoji finds.
So cryptic. Jeez.
So cryptic. Personally, I don't care. Look, I got to wipe my ass. I don't have time to, read through captions. Okay?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. The feud is over. Let me read through these captions and figure out the puzzle. No. Hard pass.
You don't care that much. Oh, Swiftie put up like 11 hearts.
50. Oh, what does 11 mean?
Oh, I want to see them do a duo together though. Like a duet.
All right. Buy me tickets.
Good.
I'll go.
Yeah, I really do. I think that could be really good.
They're very talented.
Wendy Williams says she's well aware that her 27-year-old new boyfriend was a convicted felon. 2013, he was arrested for armed robbery, served some time. She says she's all good. She's living her life, and she knows exactly what he's like. And he already had told her. Mark Tomlin is his name. She flew him from L.A. back to New York City. She's living the best
I need a
life.
sugar daddy / sugar mama.
I love her so much.
She
She's
flies
killing
him
it.
back and forth.
She's 54, by the way. He's 27. She goes, I'm a 54-year-old grown-ass woman. I know what I'm doing.
I can't wait to hear about this on the
Okay.
show. I'm a grown-ass woman.
How you doing?
Honey, I'm doing great. That's exactly what
She
she would
looks
say.
like she's living her best
She's
life.
killing it.
Although I do have to say, TMZ did catch her in LA, and I don't know if she was just tired, but I hope she's not
Looked a little
drinking
drunk.
again. Yeah.
It looked a little dazed and confused.
Yeah, I
Her
hope she's
posts
sober.
were...
And then she goes, she was kind of funny in the TMZ thing because she goes, I'm asking for privacy. Well, actually, I never give anybody privacy, so I'm not going to ask. So it was really funny the way she was like, okay, yeah, in hot topics, I don't give anyone privacy.
She goes in on Hot Topics.
Where was I recently where someone asked if you and I were from New Jersey? I was like, no, we just do fake accents.
A lot of people ask me that too.
I know, and I'm like, no,
Me too.
no, we're not.
I
What's
get that a
wrong
lot.
with it? I know, we get complaints like, stop doing the accents. I'm like, no.
We refuse. We refuse.
Suck my left toe. No. That's my
We do it
response.
for us. All right, I'm the only one in the show is obsessed with the Central Park 5 When They See Us documentary. I'm now watching it again. And on Monday, we're going to have Jim
You-
Trainum on. I'm
You
obsessed with this man.
rewatch true crime documentaries.
I do. I love them so
That's
much.
good.
Well, I'm getting ready to watch the Jonas Brothers one tonight.
Oh, yes. My
On Prime.
My two friends are in that. Look out for them.
What are they doing in that? That's cool.
They are diehard fans since high school. They met in the fan club and they became college roommates, and they were in all of the Jonas Brothers documentary. They just did a secret like influencer party to release their new in New York
What?
City, and so
Why
they
are
went.
you
It was like a
Paul
carnival.
Whartoning me and not inviting us to these things. Like,
Well,
okay, you have totally Paul Whartoned us. Why weren't we at this Jonas Brothers
you
secret
weren't
release party?
invited, Sarah. It was these two girls, and I just saw their whole story. It was a whole compilation. They actually sat down in the documentary and they filmed the whole thing. And I was never a Jonas Brothers fan, so I just
So you
loved
don't
their
care.
loved. No. I think they're very, very talented. But they have a little bit like they hated each other for a little bit, and these girls were obsessed. But it's a great story. But look out for them,
Wow.
Sarah and Alana.
Okay, well, we got to go to that. We should be going to their parties and stuff.
Yes. I mean,
Way to
it's been
PWS.
done, but yeah, PWS.
Anyway, if you are following along with When They See Us, the documentary, now Linda Fairstein has written an op-ed for the Washington Post where she defends herself and says that Ava DuVernay and the When They See Us documentary falsely portrays her as a bigoted prosecutor who was out for these 5 men. And she goes on to explain that these men were in fact in the park and part of a riot and a beating of 2 other guys. And she says that there's evidence there. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to hear it. I mean, the fact of the matter is these guys are innocent. They were exonerated. One guy came forward with the DNA and admitted it. And she's still trying to say, well, okay, well, all right, that's true. But they were still guilty of something.
No one's on the prosecutor's side. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, your mom's a criminal defense attorney.
Yeah.
Does she work with awful prosecutors? Because this is like, okay, you can't
Yeah.
really say.
Well.
Do you think that they're really corrupt?
Well, actually, one of her good friends is married to a prosecutor, and like love that guy. He's a great person,
Reasonable.
great dad. Yeah, like it's just person by person case.
And Ava DuVernay says that the documentary is really showing that the justice system needs to be reformed.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah, we all knew that.
Yeah. Well, it's a really good. So we'll have Jim Trainman. He's amazing. Anyway, he worked for the D.C. Police Department as a homicide detective all through the 80s and 90s. He was trained to get false confessions. Stood up and said, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, wrote a book about it, and now he's on true crime documentaries. He's on Discovery ID all the time. He'll be on Monday to talk about this case because he was living, as a homicide detective in Washington, D.C. at the time that this was happening, but talks about the injustice in the justice system. So that'll be a really good show on Monday. All right, what else do we need? Well, we have to tell you, okay, buy one, get one free tickets for our live podcast show. So we've teamed up with I Support the Girls. They're an amazing organization that help give women in crisis, domestic violence victims, young women, tampons, bras, brand new underwear, maxi pads, because when people donate to homeless shelters, they don't think about feminine products. So we've teamed up with them for the live podcast show, which is June 20th, Amp by Strathmore, in addition to the male dancers who will not be getting totally nude. Everybody wanted me to disclose that, okay? Because
So you can
everyone's
still
real
bring grandma.
worried about a bowl popping out.
Oh,
Okay.
but what about just
Montgomery
one bowl?
County Police are concerned.
Gotta have a little fun.
Everybody is worried that bowl is going to come out on stage.
So no balls,
No balls.
just bulges.
Bring a package of Maxi pads because I support the girls nationwide is in crisis need right now of Maxi pads. So if you do that, you can bring someone free. Buy a $25 general admission ticket, bring someone for free. Buy a VIP ticket, bring someone for free. Just bring a packet of Maxi pads. Doors open at 6:30 for full bar and light bite service. AJ and I will be there. Schmiggy and Schman will be there. Showtime is 8 o'clock. Comedian Rob Mayer. It's going to be a great show. It's the Bachelorette Party show, my last show before getting married.
Before tying the knot.
Before tying the note. Yes. All right. Okay, we are out. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for watching. Monday show had record views.
Record views.
Record views.
Killing it.
I love it.
Thousands of viewers. You guys, we love you. Thank you for telling somebody about the Hey Fresh Pod that's never heard of them. We're obsessed. Love you guys. Bye, everybody. See you Monday. Bye. Hey, Fraser, like it. Rock the cast pod. Rock the cast pod. Hey, Fraser, like it. Rock the cast pod. I know the lyrics to this part.